Alex, can you tell us the problem you were trying to solve when you brought XP in, and why you needed a similar solution?
The problem we're trying to solve when I first joined Ocado was we had a very complex tech stack, which our people couldn't navigate. So 10, 20 systems that did things and served for the people experience, but actually it was just impossible for our people to navigate. So I was looking for a product that could bring that together, tell the story of Ocado, connect all of the products that kind of enhance what we were trying to provide for our people. And XP was the product that hands down stood alone for me, compared to everything else that we looked at. That's why I went for XP.
Okay, great. So it was about unifying and kind of representing the culture of Ocado.
Definitely a culture thing at Ocado. It's very important that, even from a kind of a senior leadership perspective, our culture, how we support our people, is massive, and actually XP allows us to bring that to life. I think that's that kind of life at Ocado piece that we're very passionate about, and XP allows us to articulate that, adapt it, and be very agile with how we tell that story. And
how do you think XP allows for that functionality over other alternatives in the market?
It's just very flexible. So we pride ourselves in innovation at Ocado, and the tool allows us to adapt and change and build different types of experiences using the tool. So most things that I'm used to from an EdTech perspective have a certain layer of flexibility, but not to the point that XP has. So it allows us to really adjust and adapt based off business need. And over the years, using the product has allowed us to do that. And we can pivot very quickly because our business changes all the time.
Okay, so you lead the people team and you were the ones who brought XP into the business because of the tool and what it was able to deliver for you. How have other teams recognized the benefits and opportunities that XP delivers for them? And what has that meant for you in terms of resource and their also needs in the business?
I think XP is such a powerful platform that allows us to engage wider in the business. So at Ocado, we have quite a complex structure with learning designers, other people that build comms. It's not very, it's not all central. And when I first joined, we realized that. But it's how do we empower other teams to keep that consistent narrative, brand, storytelling, tone of voice, all the things that our companies strive for. And XP is allowing us to activate that with our other business units. And we're now allowing them to have full access of that. So where people have the capability to do that, or if they don't have the capability to do that, it's very easy to use. They can navigate and build those pages, those spaces across the product, which is one, freeing up my team's capacity because we don't want to be the gatekeeper of everything, but we can then consult and govern everything that we're bringing into the product in the future. So it's really allowing us to get our reach out much quicker rather than just being a people team or a COE pushing a product to the rest of the business, which is something that usually is a tough gig. So it's been allowing us to really open up that conversation much quicker across our products.
Fantastic. And have you had to work very closely with the internal brand and UX teams to help deliver that?
Yep, we engage across. I mean, we're a tech business, so we have UX teams, data teams, comms teams, and they're all aligned. We're even working with them building their own learning academies in the product. So it's a great way to start that conversation, but also validate that with our experts across all those crafts. So it's been very positive.
And as the advocate of XP within the business, how do you position XP in the business to ensure that people are motivated to use it in their needs and also continue to engage in the platform and what it can deliver for them?
The way I pitch it to the business is quite interesting because it kind of falls in three kind of real buckets, but primarily it was brought in for learning and growth, which is obviously an obvious one for how the product supports, but it really supports three things. It's the people experience side of things, so that we onboard all of our employees through that platform from day one, telling the story through that kind of 90-day journey. It's activated our career framework that we've recently built to promote that, because that's quite complex to navigate if we didn't have one before in the organization. It's all the people products and how we support our people in their day-to-day and our business story. So it's that kind of storytelling, people experience piece it's really good at. There's the learning and growth layer where it's our learning academies that are sitting there. So we aggregate all of our learning content, external, internal, things that we create, mentoring, all the things that come together to kind of help our people. And then you move down into the manager layer, which is very powerful. And that was actually one of the first things we pushed out in the product that landed really well to support the management leadership
Management
layer.
Academy.
Management Academy, all of that we created. But actually, kind of a new evolution of that is our partner success layer as well. So actually going external and supporting our partners using the same tech stack has been super powerful. And that's gone live recently as well with really good success.
Great. And so it's quite interesting you talk about onboarding and this kind of career pathway and that being piece. Have you had any feedback on that? Have you found engagement metrics increased because of that? Have you talked about like people actually looking internally for job roles versus looking externally?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I think what was interesting when I first joined in my team was that we couldn't track that engagement to that certain level because we're a global business. Everyone was, to be honest, onboarding was delivered in slide decks at one point. It was crazy. So the fact that we can see that journey through the kind of employee life cycle now, and career pathways as an example, we've seen really, really high engagement there and allowing people to navigate. And I think 40 to 50% of our sort of hires are internal now, which is a big driver, and that's really supporting how we activate and tell that story. And there's more to come as well, so we're constantly evolving it.
And that cost of hire then has obviously been a huge benefit to the business, being able to promote internally rather than have to recruit constantly outside.
Yeah, because I think the general narrative through our listening surveys and everything that we've seen was that kind of growth piece. I don't know where I can go, what I can do, and career pathways through XP has allowed us to promote that, show clear career pathways, the skills, the learning that's on offer to you, all in that one ecosystem, which is a hard thing to articulate.
So Ocado is obviously, a prime technology company. Data is huge to you. Can you talk about how you currently use the data that you're getting out of XP, and also how you see that kind of evolving and creating a bigger data story using your other tech stack, and also what that means for your users?
Yeah, data definitely is a big story at Ocado. Obviously, we have a big data team, and the stuff that we do from our technology stack is very impressive. But actually, what XP has allowed us to do is start to look at that engagement data, but then blend that with our people data, which I think actually when we first presented that, it kind of landed really well. You could see line by line, almost like a sales funnel of how someone's gone through and experienced and activated into all of our products. But we're not stopping there. So that's obviously, that's just insights. That's just, what's happened previously. Actually, what we're more excited about is now using that as part of our storytelling and predictive side of things. So we're bringing through like seeing those trends, what's happening, taking all of our people data and bring it back into the platform.
Exactly.
So we're starting to personalize the experiences, building very sort of complex profile systems that allow our people to navigate, adjust content in the platform. And that's what people want. And then there's even an AI layer that we're integrating into that as well, which actually is super exciting, because then it's actually how do you supercharge all of that great insight into a personalized experience that people can navigate through very quickly based on the need. So everything we built was very foundational, but actually it's what we're doing now is the exciting bit.
And so you really see that the data is going to not only benefit and increase the knowledge of you as people, leaders in the business, but also your end users. It will benefit their experience within XP itself. Yeah,
because we're also presenting that information to all of our people. That's the beauty of this. There's those global insights that we're sharing. Our people analytics team work very closely with us. They engineer the data, but we're presenting engagement across the platform to everyone. So it's kind of a cross promotion piece as well, which is quite nice, because we want to be transparent with what people are engaging in and what's working. It's really working well. But I think actually this is the year that we're very excited about, where we can start to embed this and bring the data together to tell the story and to help our people navigate what they need to get to quickly.
Okay, topic of the moment, AI. Where do you see the potential of AI with a tool like XP?
Lots and lots of potential. We're already exploring that now. I think AI is a massive topic, but I guess a hard topic to navigate unless you know what you can do with it. And I think what XP allows us to do is makes us very agile. We can integrate our AI tech stack into the product, and we're already exploring that now. And I think actually that's the evolution here of how we want to build that people experience in XP, is rather than having to rely on very good UX and storytelling, you can get something in 5 seconds and navigate it through that way. So we're already exploring how we integrate, how we build, AI tools into the product using our tech stack. And I think that's the powerful piece. It's not a XP-driven integration. It's actually a custom-driven integration based off how we use things. So that usually cuts through the noise when it comes to the security side of things, because things are pre-approved, and we then work in our environments that then can be surfaced in the platform. And I think that's the big thing for me with XP. It's the agility, the flexibility of the tech side of things, which allows us to adapt to our business needs rather than it being the other way around, where you're given a product and that's what you have to work with.
Yeah.
And that's a big passion of mine anyway.
Right. And you talk about agility, and I think that is one of the true benefits of XP as well. Can you talk about how much you iterate in XP? Because you are a great iterator.
Yes, it's a running joke even in my team about how much we change things, and people can't keep up with the pace of development. But we do. But that's partly because Ocado is always changing. We have different requirements. I have to pivot very quickly, and XP is allowing me to do that. So we might have a very clear roadmap of like what we want to build or what we want to work with. But I think working with the XP team is allowing us to deliver on that. So every time I get a business problem from a leader, within a week I've got a solution, because we have the capability, the flexibility to navigate that and build the right tools in, whether it's data-driven pages or it's integrations or components with some of our business applications like our knowledge management systems or our commerce platforms. It all seamlessly works together. So it's actually supports the group IT narrative, which is always a hard thing to navigate, but also allows us as a people team to own our roadmap and build what we need that we know will support the people experience.
So at the heart of XP is really allowing our users and our owners of the tool internally to make data-driven decisions on their application and on their messaging to their end users, in the hopes and with the ambition to change those behaviors internally. Can you give me an example of where, for example, you feel like XP has helped drive change in the business?
Oh, it definitely has helped us to drive change. I think when I first joined in my role, we were going through a massive change. So I completely overhauled our tech stack, changed the way that we're trying to approach from a more inclusive learning perspective, because it was very populated in certain pockets of our business where everyone got everything and no one else got nothing. And XP allowed me to, one, tell that story of that change piece, allow people to engage with our products in a consistent way, and then allow us to adapt based off that narrative as well by looking at the data, seeing how that impacted certain parts of our business, which we never got a read on before. So, you can push the best campaigns out in the world and you think it's fantastic, but if there's a part of your business that's not engaging, I know now very quickly that they're not, and then it allows us to activate in different ways, looking at different strategies and how we use the technology to do that. So super powerful from a change point of view. It just really helps us navigate that.
If you can just say in one sentence what XP means for Ocado.
I think what XP means for Ocado is we can finally connect the dots in our business and tell the story that we've always wanted to tell about all the great things we do across the business, and make people feel proud about working at Ocado. And that's what XP does for me.
Fantastic.